Good afternoon, distinguished colleagues, friends, and partners. Thank you for inviting me to this important event, Glacial Melt, a sustainable strategy for mountain ecology in the Hindukush Karakoram Himalayan region. I regret that I am unable to join you in person today, but I am honored to share a few thoughts with you. I speak to you today about the third pole, the Hindukush Himalaya, where ice, snow, and permafrost form the invisible architecture of water security for nearly 2 billion people across Asia. This region holds over 54,000 glaciers. These are not static monuments. They are dynamic, living systems pulsing with seasonal rhythm, responding to temperature, shaping the flows that sustain agriculture, energy, and life from the high valleys to the oceans. But that rhythm is changing. Between 2010 and 2019, glacier melt accelerated by 65%. If warming reaches 4 degrees Celsius, we would lose up to 80% of this ice volume by 2100. This is not a distant projection. It is a present reality shaping the hydrology of many river basins, including the Indus Basin. To understand the connection between upstream glaciers and downstream deltas, we must see the Indus as a single living system. In the high mountains, glaciers and seasonal snow contribute 60 to 70% of river flows. That is up to 150 billion cubic meters of water every year. This water travels over 3,000 kilometers, irrigating 20 million hectares of land, powering energy systems, and sustaining nearly 300 million people. By the time it reaches the Indus Delta, the story changes. Historically, the delta received 222 billion cubic meters of water annually. Today, it receives less than 12 billion, a decline of over 90%. This is not just less water. It is a broken hydrological contract. Reduced freshwater flows have allowed seawater to intrude more than 80 kilometers inland. Mangrove forest, natural coastal defense are retreating. Fisheries supporting 100,000 livelihoods are at risk. And the Indus Delta itself, one of the world's largest, is eroding. The glaciers are the heartbeat of this system. When they weaken, the entire river from source to sea feels the pulse. So, can downstream water security exist without upstream resilience? The answer is clear: no. Downstream security is not an isolated condition. It is the downstream expression of upstream health. Consider three interconnected realities. First, timing. Glacier melt regulates seasonal flows. As melt patterns shift under warming, the reliability of water for the rabi cropping season, the backbone of food security, becomes uncertain. Winter precipitation from western disturbances, which sustains base flow and soil moisture, is also becoming more variable. Second, quality. Accelerated melt increases sediment loads and can mobilize contaminants. Without adequate dilution from consistent upstream flows, pollution concentrates, affecting irrigation, drinking water, and ecosystems all the way to the delta. Third, risk. We are approaching peak glove risk by 2050. A glacial lake outburst flood in Gilgit-Baltistan, its impacts cascade downstream, threatening infrastructure, agriculture, and lives across the basin. For instance, out of 200 glacial lakes across the Hindukush Himalaya rated potentially dangerous, only 5 are currently monitored. Upstream mountain resilience through glacier monitoring, ecosystem restoration, community-based early warning, and nature-based infrastructure is not an environmental add-on. It is the first line of defense for downstream water security. At the International Center for Integrated Mountain Development, ICIMOD, we are working to turn science into action. With only 28 of the Hindukush Himalayas, 54,000 glaciers under field monitoring, we are standardizing cryosphere monitoring guidelines, we are strengthening regional early warning systems for globes, and advancing the Hindukush Himalaya snow watch and permafrost research, because snow and frozen ground are as critical as glaciers to water security and slope stability. We are fostering regional cooperation as hazards and rivers do not recognize borders. Neither should our solutions. Through shared data platforms, joint research, and capacity building with partners in Pakistan, India, China, and Afghanistan, and beyond, we are helping countries move from fragmented responses to coordinated resilience. And we are integrating nature-based solutions. Restoring riparian buffers, rejuvenating springs, and protecting wetlands are not just conservation acts. They are investments in basin scale, water productivity, flood attenuation, and livelihood security. Distinguished colleagues, the mountains are speaking. Their message is clear. Upstream resilience and downstream security are two sides of the same coin. We cannot secure the delta without protecting the glaciers. We cannot ensure food, water, or energy security without investing in mountain ecosystems. Let this conference be a turning point. Let us commit to science-based, nature-positive, regionally coordinated actions for the mountains, for the rivers, and for the millions who depend on them. Thank you.